Hey guys, Romany and Reaper here. So I just got back from seeing Napoleon. This is of course the brand new film from Ridley Scott. And look, I do like a fair amount of Ridley Scott's films. You know, he has this very distinct craftsman eye, which always shines through in whatever production he brings his hand to. And Napoleon certainly looked no different in that regard. The trailers for this look really epic, like, you know, proper made for the big screen stuff that kind of you have to give that cinematic treatment, even with this being backed by Apple. And what also intrigued me was the casting of Joaquin Phoenix in the title role. He's a great actor, and I was very interested in seeing him, especially since he'd be re-teaming with Ridley Scott, you know, after Gladiator. Like, all the signs here were something I'd be really interested in and hopefully really enjoy. But does Napoleon actually deliver on its grand epic aspirations? Let's find out. So, the film charts, of course, the true story of Napoleon Bonaparte, starting off in late 18th century France as a general in the French armed forces, to him being right in the middle of a messy revolution against the government of the time, to eventually being emperor of France, as well as his relationship with his wife Josephine, all the military campaigns that ensued between them, and just a general overview of the rise and fall of the man we know as Napoleon. So, yeah, look, this is very much a Ridley Scott Napoleon movie. I have to get that clear right out of the gate. Like, whether or not you're a fan of Ridley's, you know, lavish filmmaking style will very much depend on whether or not you enjoy this. And you know what? There was a lot here that I really enjoyed. This is a very good film. I mean, for one, from a production standpoint, this is a 10 out of 10. Like everything about this from a technical perspective is immensely well made. The cinematography is gorgeous. There's some real lovely production design, notably in the period accurate costumes for like the French military uniform to even the formal wear of the time. There's a real strong score. Like it's a mix of orchestral score and some almost operatic vocals. It works really well for what the film's going for, and actually, this all extends. Like all of these technical aspects come together in symbiotic harmony in the battle sequences. Wow, these are really, really good. Like they are immensely well done. They have a genuinely spectacular sense of scale, and you know, with the gorgeous cinematography and the production design, you know, it feels like a big spectacle. And what gives it an added oomph and real extra impact is the commitment to showing like realistic, grim detail. So, you know, some of these fights take place on like rain and mud, and we're seeing shots of like cannons being fired at horses. You know, it's incredibly harrowing stuff, and it really gives the spectacle a real extra impact. But it's not just like all style and no substance. Like for all the lavish production design and epic battle sequences, there's a very, very compelling story here at the heart of it, charting the, you know, not just the military strategism that led to Napoleon's victories, but also the political turmoil and infighting going on in France, and also Napoleon's relationship with Josephine and the a very interesting lovemaking they get up to. It's all very, very compelling, building a real interesting rise and fall arc for a legendary historical figure. And it helps as well that, you know, there are great performances here to really sell it. Joaquin is absolutely fantastic as Napoleon. He is this consistently very deadpan presence, but he's not completely stoic and emotionless. Like, he is prone to outbursts and vulnerability. He's great. He sells not just the genius military strategist, but also the reckless, ego driven, arrogant ambition to just the downright pathetic neediness of Napoleon. He's great. That Napoleon complex runs through wonderfully. He's paired up very nicely with Vanessa Kirby as Josephine. And yeah, she is great as well. She has a real interesting arc of struggling to bear Napoleon's heir. And it's very interesting seeing the very turbulent nature of their relationship. Some, yeah, the real, it's goes very up and down. And it helps as well that the two of them do have real good chemistry, which certainly makes it all feel more believable and engaging to watch. And what is also surprising is that the film is very funny. Like, it legit made me laugh at points, which I was not expecting at all. Like, from as much of it being like the epic, brutal action of Gladiator and the historical intrigue of The Last Duel, this has a little sprinkling in of the camp silliness of House of Gucci, and that's always a welcome surprise. I did enjoy House of Gucci, it's flawed, but I have a good time with it. And like, this is a historical epic where Napoleon kisses the sands of France upon returning home, followed up by a shot of him wiping his hands clean and rubbing the sand off his lips, or saying lines like "Destiny has brought me to this lamb chop." It's surprisingly very funny, and yeah, historical accuracy be damned and all that. Yes, they should strive to definitely capture events as they happen, but taking liberties where necessary, for the sake of the story, is fine. Like, it does mostly work here, although certainly an issue I have is with the runtime. It doesn't feel like overly slow or anything. In fact, because of the nature of the story, it's consistently very engaging to watch. Really, my issues with the runtime are because obviously Ridley Scott himself has said a 4-hour cut is in the works for Apple, and you can kind of tell where stuff has been cut down. Like, there are scenes like alluding to events, but we don't actually get the historical context around that. We don't actually get to see it firsthand, which is a bit of a shame because it's consistently really engaging, and I would have definitely liked to see some more stuff, to really get a more complete picture. And also, interestingly enough, like, this is the second time Ridley Scott has done this, where he's got a film set in France and he's not committed to doing the accent, which is fine. It works well. Most of these people speak in received pronunciation English accents, except for Joaquin, of course. He is Joaquin, and yeah, it certainly avoids that trap that House of Gucci occasionally fell into of it's very pantomimey accents. Jared Leto. Yeah, Jared Leto was very funny in that film. Let's be real. Would have been an instant 10 out of 10 if he were to show up and just start doing like a pantomime French accent. It would have been absolutely spectacular stuff. But it's not too much of an issue actually. It does work for what the film is going for, and I suppose if he had committed to accents, I think it would have been more immersion breaking in a way. But yeah, that's really what I have to say about Napoleon. I really enjoyed it. This is a very compelling, very well made, thrillingly minded epic with great performances and plenty of political intrigue and historical drama. Yeah, you can definitely feel where it's been cut down, and yeah, there's obviously some inaccuracies, but what Hollywood movie doesn't have historical inaccuracies? And overall, I was gonna give Napoleon a 7.5 out of 10, but actually, upon reflecting, I'm gonna bump it up to an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed my time with it. It's a very engaging film, and if you're into history, if you like historical epics, and if you're a fan of Ridley Scott, you'll probably really like this. It absolutely succeeds at what it's going for. And yeah, let me know down in the comments. Have you seen Napoleon? What did you think of it? Are you looking forward to the 4-hour cut? What would you like to see in it? And what do you make of some of Ridley Scott's creative liberties he takes with history? Let me know all that down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload.